OK, let's sort this out first. Is it Lumines or Lumines?
It's Lumines.
But here's the thing. They're charging 30 notes for this, and yet it's much the same as the first one.
That really rips my knitting. I've not played the first one right enough because I've still not got a PSP.
Oh, shush, nobody's got a PSP. You know what the big selling point of this sequel is? The Black Eyed Peas.
What is that? A game mode or something?
No, it's a hip-hop R&B combo that Americans and dicks like. There's also some Gwen Stefani in there if you so desire.
Good grief, this sounds like the worst selection of music in a game ever. At least the music's no integral to the game though.
What are you talking about? This is Lumines. Lumines. It's all about music, and it's a brilliant game. Even this sequel is brilliant. But no, if you've got the first one already. This is just the first one again with some chaff added to the wheat.
Aye, still tell you what, it looks beautiful.
Look, Elton John looks beautiful, but you wouldn't sleep with him, would you, for 30 quid?
Well, let's not be hasty. Am I giving him it, or is he giving me it?
I hope you mean the money.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to pay our last respects to the dear departed Xbox. He was a good friend of ours. He came to us and we expected nothing of him, but still he delivered so much. He brought us joy and he brought us closer to him and through him closer to all of our friends. And now, a word from a man who knew the Xbox very well, J. Allard. J.
Well, what do you want to play? You want to play a mystery game? You want to play a physical game? You've got 3 crystals, that's 15 seconds in the dome.
Some emotional words there, and I'm sure we can all agree with those sentiments. Thank you, Jay. Would you please all open your hymn books to number 254 and sing If You Let Me Stay by Terence Trent D'Arby as we privately reflect on our time with the Xbox.
Xbox Essentials. Morrowind.
A console gaming revolution starring Cliff Racer.
Freedom Fighters.
The game whose name I'll utter on your deathbed.
Breakdown.
A lost masterpiece. It's like being inside a human body.
Stranger's Wrath.
Don't know, never played it.
Dreamfall.
An amazing story where you occasionally press a button.
Now it's time to see how our Shenmue 3 campaign is coming along. Let's go over to Mr. Joanne with the Shenmometer report.
Report, please.
Sorry, what? Is it happening now?
Oh, we've only got 40 seconds, hurry up.
It's still early days in the campaign, but there has been a noticeable swell of support for RAB and Shenmue 3 in the USA. However, there has also been some support for the Death to Shenmue side in Eastern Europe. Here are some opinions from the web.
Nick Tyndall wrote, I doubt this show with 2 overweight bald guys is going to help this game whatsoever. We, the fans, have already begged for this game to be released, and Sega know we're begging, so I doubt they're going to budge with these people.
Massive Invisible Dog said, Shenmue is shit.
Fuku-san from Argentina said, Thank you, videogaiden. We will fight for our damn game. Gracias, videogaiden. If this campaign helped to make Sega think in Shenmue 3, I will use a Scottish skirt during a year without underpants. I promise it. Thanks again.
All of which means Rab's head is bigger than Ryan's head. Sorry, higher.
Champions, man. Thanks, folks.
Oh, never mind that. There's Gordon Bennett, the classic video games character from Hover Bother. Is that outlet pistol or lawnmower? That's ours.
I'm pissed off now. Let's go to one of the bits. Games journalism. Games journalism's lying in a pool of its own blood somewhere in the west coast of the USA. Games journalism's gasping for breath, with mirrored shades on its fat face, a Bluetooth headset in its ear, and an iPod in its pocket. You remember Zap and Crash? These were magazines full of raw enthusiasm. These were games writers with zero pretentiousness, just guys who had passion for what they were doing. Honesty and passion. Simple stuff. Do you remember Amiga Power? Bold, creative, funny. Publishers hated it, PR people hated it, the guys down the police station probably called it crackerjack. Why? Because AP told the truth, honesty and passion. Can he beat it? So why is games journalism choking on its own vomit while browsing YouTube for funny game mashup videos? Here's why. Games magazines have lost their way, and those goddamn gaming websites are gaining more prominence. Games magazine numbers are down. Fact. Why? Well, they don't inform anymore. They shill. It's all about who's got the biggest splash page featuring some space marine with a gun. It's all about who's using the biggest exclamation marks. Name them and shame them, Rab. Nah, I don't have to. Just look at your shelves. 95% of the magazines on the shop shelves are beyond hope. The rest of them, drowning under the shit tide. Edge magazine has a high standard of writing, but is a personality black hole. Games TM is enthusiastic, but much like an excitable child, it can often get too worked up and starts to spout gibberish and can shit itself in an embarrassing manner. Endgamer, one of the newer magazines out there, is our last best hope. A throwback to the good old magazines of yesteryear. It's got a big grin on its face and it's beating its own plonker against its chest, screaming, "Games, games, 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 games!" The trouble is, everybody with an internet connection thinks they're a games journalist. The truth is, most of them can't write, and most of the rest are brainless, gumming yes men. Hacks who are happy to bend over just for the promise of a free promo game or an invite to some industry shindig with a poncy finger buffet and some twat for Sony in a tuxedo giving a speech and a performance for the delectable Girls Aloud. Here's one now.
Dude, I write for the American games website Electric Douche. I like anything my boss tells me to like. I ain't gonna rock no boat.
We're accepting a lower standard of games writing because we're cheap. Gamers are cheap. And if we can get our news and reviews for some corporate website for free, we'll take it and we'll swallow it up and love it. Games journalism is lying on the west coast of the USA with a defibrillator on its chest and weeping brown regret for its arse. Huge corporate American websites are filling the web with inane chatter, half-formed opinions and embarrassing lifestyle-orientated PR spin. And all the while they're backed by money men who are selling advertising. Money men who secure the news first and give it away for free. But honesty and passion never wears a suit, folks. Honesty and passion never wears a suit. I can go with that. Cheers. The Russians made Pathologic, and you know what Russians are like? Unfathomable.
That's no true. The guy in Red Alert was totally fathomable.
See this game? It looks terrible, it plays awkwardly, it's poorly translated, and yet it's amazing.
You're talking like you're poorly translated?
I know it sounds crazy, but this game's terrible. And yet it's also really important, magical and brilliant. I love it. It's a shambles.
Look, explain yourself.
Well, imagine David Lynch's mind was trapped inside a Breville toaster and he was trying to direct his greatest ever film, but he could only fire cheese toasties out of his face.
This is the worst 1 minute review I've ever heard. Let me out.
No, wait. Pathologic is a game for a bunch of geniuses, a bunch of cracking storytellers. And yet it's been made by a horse, hooves everywhere, flapping at code.
Right, that's enough. Gonna explain to me why the words coming out of your mouth aren't matching the pictures on the screen?
Because behind the mess, this game's on a different level. It's intelligent, disturbing, but like a wee baby bird, it's as fragile as glass wind made of straw.
Absolutely unfathomable.